Welcome to the Detail Solutions Podcast. My name is Alex Russell, and I'm your host. Jason, good job on the new intro, man. I like that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
So you got a little idea you want to do for that, right? Do you want to
I
tell people
do.
now about it, or you want to wait?
Yeah, I'll tell
Or...
people about it. Now, if you're a detailer and you got, your hero videos of yourself detailing vehicles, you could be polishing paint, you could be vacuuming a vehicle, you could be scrubbing wheels, cleaning windows. If you got those types of videos, send them to me. I want to include that in our little theme song intro. That way it includes our listeners and our viewers.
Yeah, man, I think that'd be pretty cool. So we're back officially. I know we kind of did a little thing the other night, but we're back officially tonight. First,
yes, we are.
Podcast back on in month-ish.
Yeah, I'd say about a month.
Since
It's been a little bit.
Event, yeah. So I might be a little rusty with all this because
I think I can feel the rust, man. I'm starting to creak a little bit right now.
You gotta shake it off real quick.
I gotta shake it off, yo.
Yeah. All right. So the best website in the industry, the detailsolutionspodcast.com, and the reason why is because it has all the links that you can find us on, all the social media links, the Apple and the Spotify link. It also has our preferred vendor page, which is, come on, do you need any more in the industry? Like everything is sold by somebody that we pretty much, have a vendor code with, and that vendor code will help save you some money. So, you spend a little bit of money with them. They're going to save you some money. They're going to spend money with us. We're going to give you that funny hashtag money funny. And it's been a while.
Money funny.
And then we have the merch store, t-shirts for the podcast, the logo shirts, the Concaster shirt, the Air Force One, what are we calling it? We're calling the Kong Force One shirt, right? Is that what we're calling it?
Yes.
Kong Force One shirt.
Kong Force One. Have you explained what that looks like yet?
So just when we did that little live the other night.
Did you? Okay.
So yeah, for everybody who didn't catch the live last night, you kind of know the painting that Aaron Knox did for me with King Kong standing on top of the microphone. So we are going to play off of that. Noxie's going to kind of redo it, and we're going to play off the the original King Kong movie where he's hanging off of the Empire State Building swatting at the planes. So this will be King Kong standing on top of the microphone swatting at Air Force One as it flies by. And then we've been very blessed with Renny and Chris giving us permission to actually use the 20th anniversary logo that we'll put on the sleeve. And then to help us raise some money to get to this event, we're got some sponsorship spots on the back of the shirt that we've sold. So some of your favorite brands or some of our favorite people have been nice enough to donate some money to help us be able to get to this wonderful event and do some podcasting and whatnot. So, but that shirt will not be on the merch store. So when that one goes on sale, if you want it, make sure you get it, because it is going to be a one and done type deal. It will be it will be done. Hopefully we'll start taking orders middle of June so we can get that to everybody before the middle of July when the event is. We are streaming live to YouTube as well as the Facebook pages today, plus some other pages, which is pretty cool. But we do stream live to YouTube all the time, every episode, Wednesdays and Fridays, and that's the Detail Solutions podcast channel. If you want to be able to watch us, SDC is like, what, dude, 2 weeks away, I think.
14 days.
14 days. We will be in Kentucky. We will have our own booth, booth 420.
420, baby. We gotta Cheech and Chong that thing up. You know what I'm saying, dog?
So if you're going to SDC, make sure you stop by the booth and make sure you hang out with us. We will be looking for, kind of like what we did with MTE. We'll be looking to grab people and sit down and do little 10-minute, 15-minute convos with them, so we can we'll stream live, obviously, but we'll put them together.
It'll be more like 30, 45-minute.
No, I hope not, dude. I hope there's more people there than that. If you have not yet purchased your tickets to SDC, we do have the code DSP15. So when you go on the SouthernDetailersConference.com page, you can use that code. All right. Please like, share, follow, subscribe, hit the notification button.
Don't forget to comment.
Review. Yeah, leave a 5-star review, comment, all of those fun things. We'll jump into our first commercial break, and we will be right back with our guest for tonight. Fiber has every pad you would need, including tire pads, towels, got them, windows, wheels, interiors, paint, the all-new mint on a stick for hitting taller vehicles, or the new bug sponge for fronts. And then we have the Dragon Wash Sponge Mitt. It's perfect for the 2-bucket system, glides on the cars, easy, soft on the paint. Hey, don't forget, go watch us on YouTube. Check out our channel. And then the barrel blade, it's perfect for getting in between those tight wheels, calipers. We also have the Dreadnought. It's the staple of all auto fiber towels. If you're not using it to dry, you're missing out. And then the new wheel pawl for getting those faces, getting in between spokes, getting the lug nuts, all those hard to reach places. So go to autofiber.com. Make sure to use the code DSP at checkout.
Hey everybody, Renny Doyle here, founder of the Detail Mafia and Detailing Success. You know, I love quotes, and this is one of my favorites. It's not enough to do your best. You must know what to do, then do your best. There's a lot more to detailing than just making paint shiny. To be successful, you need to be a well-rounded detailer, and most importantly, an entrepreneur. At Detailing Success, I really take pride in that we will not only teach you the highest level detailing skills you need, but we will mentor and coach you to be a profitable business owner. Our advanced 5-day training is held monthly at my hometown, in the beautiful town, I may say, of Big Bear Lake, California. If you want to learn more, email me directly at renny@detailingsuccess.com or visit detailingsuccess.com and ask about our special offer for our podcast listeners. Happy detailing, everybody. Take care. We'll see you next time.
And there he is.
There you go.
Renny Doyle and Chris Woolman. How you guys doing?
Telling him to get off his phone. Yeah, I told you it's going to be a problem.
You know what he's doing though? He's looking up quotes. You know?
No, you know what he's doing? He was just taking. He already got off your guys' ad. He was just responding to responses. You know,
there you go.
That's it.
How's it going, guys?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's
Doing
awesome.
good.
Yeah.
It's
Listen, I want to talk about your quote because this whole episode is going to be about a quote. So you just said one of your favorite quotes. Now I want to tell you one of my favorite quotes, and it is a quote by a guy named Renny Doyle. And I heard you say this on one of your podcasts. I don't even remember how. I don't remember which podcast or which episode it was. I don't remember how long ago it was, but it's always stuck with me. And the quote is, "Stop thinking like a detailer and start thinking like an entrepreneur."
Amen.
And the reason why I wanted to have you on and to kind of talk about that is because I think I know myself personally, but I think we as detailers kind of forget that every now and then. You know, we just, I got a car in the shop, you know, gonna have to tackle it, you know, paint wise, interior wise, whatever. And we kind of just, it's easier to fall into that detail mindset than it is to fall into that entrepreneur mindset. So that's why I wanted to have you on tonight and kind of talk about, you know, how do you, you know, teach people how to get out of that mindset, how to, you know, to get into that entrepreneur mindset. What are some of the things that, you know, we as detailers can do to kind of train ourselves to do that? I know one, which is one that I fail at, is upsells. I always fail at that because I'm always like so happy to get the sale. Like I don't want to fuck it up. Like we're trying to
push your luck,
right? Like it's like, what? Okay, you're in. All right, sweet, let's do it. You know, like and I just don't even think about the upsell. But I know that is one, and it's the thing that I know that I'm the worst at. You know, but yeah, I'm curious to kind of, have this conversation with you and see what your thoughts are, how you talk about it or train it.
First off, thanks for the opportunity to be on. This is really cool. And it's a subject that, it's dear to my heart because I came up through a time, believe it or not, that, we're standing on the shoulders of giants. It's a term used all the time and different parts of society, history, military. I mean, you name it, it's used. And I'm blessed to have come up through that time and witnessed it. And also, it kind of sucks because not the detailing is easier now, but people are talking about profits at levels that we just couldn't talk about, 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was really difficult. So I would be really screwed if I didn't introduce these guys. So right here, I got Chris, but over here, get in here. Come here, go say hi. Because we got Oscar sitting here too. And so, and the reason why you got to introduce yourself real quick.
Oscar Hernandez, owner and operator of 805 Detail Shop at Ventura, California.
What's going on? Yeah. Did you find that beep? Did you fix that beep so it won't bother us during the podcast?
We found the beep.
We're trying.
We found the beep.
It's a CO2 detector in the fancy camper over there.
Yeah.
I was with the pillow until Renny called me over here.
Yeah. We told him to bite the pillow and lay down next to the detector, and Chris is here, so
yeah. I mean, you guys, I think some of you know me from his podcast, but Chris Woolman, I'm out of Reseda, California, which is home of the Karate Kid and Tom Petty's Free Fallin'. That's our claim to fame in Reseda.
Well, there's more things. You got campers. You live with campers. And homeless.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We got homeless people living down the street.
But we got them here too.
It's summertime. A shooting at least every other day, if not every day. So we're good.
Lord.
Could be worse. You could be in San Bernardino, where I grew up. So
come over to Florida.
So So I think answering is what I just did is Chris is kind of my business manager and handles everything on the side of detailing success and some other business we got going. Double Black, new venture that we're just going to launch this summer. And then Oscar's on the side with the membership within the Mafia, the operations in the Mafia, and the growth of the Mafia, because we got a lot of cool things coming up in the in the next weeks, months, years. And so we talked about Air Force One a little bit, and that's definitely in both wheelhouses. And so right now, leading up to before you get to training, it's on Chris's. Once you get here on Sunday night, then it goes over to Oscar. So teaming up, delegating, working with the right people, that's all part of it. But there's a lot of moving parts, right? There's a lot of gears. You guys are self-employed and you know it. And so, love to jump into that. And how do you train it? It's hard because we love what we do. Detailing is a passion sport. It's something that a lot of us get into because we dig it. And it's kind of it's a hobby or a sport right now, right? We're coming up through a time where people of influence and people with money, they're dumping $100,000 into the garage and building a home shop. It's craziness.
Yeah.
It's craziness. So we've got it's a real interesting dynamic, but a lot of us started out as survival. That's how I kind of came into it. It was low-lying fruit. It was easier to get into, which is also the curse of the industry, because some people don't get out of that mindset and they just go from bucket job to bucket job, barely squeaking by. And I think because they're not working for somebody that they're better off. And in some cases that's the truth, but a lot of cases they're not paying their taxes. They don't have insurance. It's a short-term plan. It's short vision.
Right. So let me ask you this. I mean, with a lot of detailers, especially right now, kind of, I guess complaining is the right word. Complaining about, it being slower times,
Mm-hmm.
The industry being oversaturated and things like that. Obviously, having a good business mindset is going to help you weather that storm a little bit better than just being a detailer, right? So with like that kind of said, like what is your one thing you teach people, or one thing that you tell people like that can snap them out of being a detail mindset into the business mindset?
Don't worry about what other people are doing. I never cared about my competition. I mean, I know what they're doing, but I let them worry about me. I keep them up at night. I don't, it's just, I can't remember. And Jason, you might remember it, the famous general in it. He says, I don't worry about my enemy. My enemy worries about me.
Yeah.
And so, it's your mindset of getting it right and knowing when it's time to go full time and when you're just playing office. And so for the first 3 winters, man, Oscar's sitting here shaking his head. All of us can relate to this, and I can. My lovely wife that's over here putting, we've got a big week. We've got a 1-day training extreme tomorrow. We go right into a 5-day on Monday. Just rolled off of a trip, back east to New York for some really bitching stuff that's going to be happening. But with that being said, is that I worked it part-time. My lovely wife went and worked tables at a high-end restaurant. I'd come home, watch the kids. She'd go to work. She'd come home. We get a little, FaceTime, personal time for our marriage. And then it was right back at the grind. And we realized that during the wintertime, man, I just didn't have it. So I taught skiing. I worked at a hardware store for the first year. Is I realized when it was time to pull the trigger. A lot of people are playing office, and they shouldn't be. They're not ready to. And it's not a slam, because the best educator in the world is time. And you're going to have to, right now the economy's going to go. Let me tell you, it's going to clean house. The process of natural selection is going to step in. And those that are going to go into debt and carry debt, they're going to be in trouble. And so, realizing what you are and what you aren't is the key to it. And I've always known, we have a project coming up to where I could have thrown a lot of money at it and been all over it. But I realized, it's in my wheelhouse, but it's not. So what did I do? I partnered up on it. I realized my realities, and I said, I can do this, this, and this, and the rest is going to be history. So I think that's the biggest thing is, taking and being real, man, be real.
No, exactly. And that's one of the things that, I get some buddies locally, that are in a little bit of a panic mode because of the slowdown, or, maybe they're not as busy as they've been the past couple of years. And that's the one thing where, it is I'll say it's a little stressful for me, we had our slowest month so far this month, which kind of sucks, but I'm very fortunate where I'm at. I don't have a ton of overhead, so I can survive and live on very minimal. And I think that's the one thing where, especially in the past couple of years with detailing being such a boom, coming out of COVID, is I think a lot of people kind of got, eyes bigger than their stomach kind of deal, right?
Eyes bigger than their budget.
Yeah, exactly. They're in bigger buildings, or they're taking on more responsibility, and now it's going to be an issue. And that's the one thing where I know I fall in business mind, is I know, like, okay, there's no need for me to go out and get a huge building, pay a lot of rent. My shop's 600 square feet, and I work in that just fine. Why do I need 1,200 square feet or 1,500 square feet? That's going to cost me 3 or 4 times more, and I'm still only using 600 square feet.
Amen.
Right.
You're the oddity. You're the oddity. Let me tell you, we've been preaching this for 2 years, that this shit's going to come down. Nobody's listening. You could have, somebody of just, Warren Buffett, he's been warning that shit's going to slow down, but detailers, for some reason, small businesses think they're above it. And it's not. You're not. Now, here's the thing, you just hit it. Keep your overhead low and your savings high. Is that, people right now is if I were in an operation, I put more money away than I spend. And I could have, right. We for how many months? We drove brand new Porsches, man. We had a Porsche deal every couple of weeks, had a new Porsche in the garage. But I saw the writing on the wall. I was like, and I'm going to go get a Mazda. Is that it? Could I afford it? Yeah, I could run with the big dogs. I could do it. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait until this thing collapses. I'm going to get that same Porsche for a third off, maybe not a Porsche. Depends on what model, because they keep their value pretty good, you know. But my point is that I'm going to get a sweeter deal when everybody else is hurting. Is I'm building,
Yeah.
you know, and the mentality is, listen to this, is that upsell. You just nailed it. Is if you name every industry, is that it's the key to it. You know, fast food industry, automotive industry. That's why they front load their cars. You know, they preload their cars. Is get a timer. Time yourself on everything you do, and you should be marking that time at $100 an hour. Okay, you're new, 75 an hour. You're doing much less than 75 an hour. You're not going to be able to operate at a professional level. That means that somebody put on here just a minute ago, paying your state and federal tax, employee tax. You know, if you're hiring somebody, they're not a 1099 contractor, man. I hate to blow your bubble, brother, but in most 99.9% of the cases, detailing subcontractors don't work.
Yeah.
You know, just doesn't. But you time yourself, and until you hit that 75 or 100 an hour, you can't afford to go full time. You can't afford that new big shop. You got to operate out of your garage. You got to operate mobile. You got to take and your biggest thing is to have a year's worth of wages and expenses in the bank, and then you can start talking about expansion. And here's the other thing: we live in a time now where detailers are buying their shops. They're building their shops. I'm looking at the corner of my house right now.
Yeah.
I just saw somebody today. He's building his shop right in the backyard of his house too.
Yep.
Why not? If you can get it through and it's legal,
Yep.
don't be ashamed of that. I would
Hell
rather
no.
have that.
Absolutely.
Is let me tell you, there's a buddy of mine that's over in Europe, and I'm not going to tell you any more than that. He's the wealthiest person in the auto care industry. He doesn't have a website. He doesn't have social media. Nobody knows about him. Not a detailer in the world. I'm probably the only detailer that knows about him. And
well, that's not fair.
Yep. Yeah. Come to Europe. Maybe I'll introduce you.
You lucky son of a gun.
Right. Well, am I or am I not? We built a friendship up 20 years ago. It's taken that long to build it. Again, time's the best educator, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's going to take you 20 years to make it. You're going to buy houses. You're going to raise kids. You're going to buy cars. You're going to make investments. You're going to grow your shop. You're going to buy your shop. You're going to do all these things that you want to do. But this guy, I've watched him for the last, it's been 25 years, is that he didn't start out. Him and I started the same way, very modest. And he used to be on the web. He used to be when social media first started out. He used to be, but slowly he pulled away from that because he realized that craftsmen, I want people to listen to it. Craftsmen don't pay each other's bills. Is he started getting in with the end user, and then he became very elitish. And how he did that, he didn't talk about what was in his shop or who was in his shop. He didn't talk about where his shop is. He became an elite provider to the elite.
Yeah.
And he's made millions in his facility. It's not fancy. It's paid for. It's on his property. His house is a little further than mine does from it. But here's his best clients, and his clients are household names. Most of them. His top client, I would give you 3 guesses. You'd get it in the first 2. I mean, he's that big. And nobody knows about him. Wow. You know who knows about him? People that count.
Right.
So, you know, I don't know. Boy, tell him I haven't drinking coffee since noon.
Means we're gonna get riled up.
Getting all fired up there.
Yeah,
huh?
exactly.
I've been here since noon. I didn't see him drink coffee.
I didn't.
It was early.
You need to
I
take a
didn't have
break and
any
pump
yesterday.
out 20 push-ups there.
I just got down doing a workout, and I was weeding. You know.
Yeah. Well, you know, going back to the carpenters don't pay carpenters, you know, quote. I actually saw something today that you know really kind of made sense. I saw kind of an inspirational video where you know a girl was talking about social media, you know, and she said your social media is your social media. It's for you to put on the things that make you happy, the things that you're proud of, your accomplishments. It's not for you to please anybody else or to try and, you know, show off to anybody else or anything like that. And that kind of really, you know, it kind of struck a chord because just like you said, you know, so many of us get into the, you know, trying to, you know, please other detailers or show off for other detailers, that it doesn't make any sense, you know. I feel like I finally have learned my lesson, and I haven't. I think the other day was the first thing I posted in Paint Assassins in probably months because It's
Yeah, there
I'm
goes
not-
there goes my whole fucking brand out the fucking window.
Yeah.
See you later. See you later.
Nah, we still got it, buddy. The true believers, we're there. You know, Matthew Gibb, man. I don't know if you guys know Matthew. Great guy.
Oh, we
Known
love
him for-
Matty
do.
Gibb.
Oh man, God.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What happened? Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
You there?
Matt. There
Okay.
you go. Computer went to sleep. Been on
Oh,
the
okay.
app. Not my fault. Matthew Gibb says the best. Hey man, we need critical thinkers. You know, that's what the mafia is. We're a think tank, you know, and we're getting more and more pointed in that direction every day. And we're not perfect because we're learning. So many of our members have become, and this isn't a flex. If I wanted to flex, I'd piss a lot of freaking people off.
Yeah.
I flex every once in a while, but most of the time when I show some stuff that I'm doing, I want to inspire versus flex. I really just want the next me that I'm going to get the witness to come up at the end of my journey. And I'm talking my life journey, you know, 30, 40 years from now. I want that person, he or she, to come up to me and say, you know, that one post, you know, when I was 16 years old or whatever it was, made a difference. I don't give about anything else. I really don't. I want to take and inspire people to do it easier than I did, but you ain't going to skip rungs. You're going to have to go through the lessons, and time's the best lesson.
Yeah. No, I think that's awesome. I mean, you know, I don't know. I just, you know, my mindset is there's so many, it's such an easy, you know, low bar industry, unfortunately, to get into.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really tough.
Did you say foo bar or a low bar?
A low bar.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it could be a foo bar too.
Fucked up beyond all
It depends
I
on
make sure. Hold on.
which side of the industry I think you're looking at or whatever.
Lord.
But no, you know, and what makes it really tough is, you know, again, trying to have that business mentality and understand that, you know, the guy down the street who's coming in and, you know, just trying to undersell everybody or undercut everybody isn't going to be around long enough for you to really worry about. So not to worry about them. You know, we kind of get into that detailer mentality where it's, you know, oh shit, you know, now, well, let me lower my prices. And that's another thing that, you know, when I talk to people and I'm just like, hold firm, you know, it's easier. It's always easier to go up in price than it is to go down and then try to come back up again. So
Amen.
if you panic in a moment, you know, because the guy down the street's, you know, doing it for whatever, and you decide to drop your prices to that, it's going to take you forever to get back to where you were again versus just trying to go higher.
You know, I'm going to relate this back to something that really resonates with me is that, you know, so many people just want it now, right? We live in that society. Yeah. Want it now. And I'll go to the military. I'll go to search and rescue. You know, there's a reason you don't see 20-year-old generals. And already,
dude,
there's a reason. There's a reason, you know, is that I was on a mission and was a young guy, but a really good technician. Right. But I was put in a situation where I had to run this certain mission. And I'll be honest, man, I was a little, I was a little confused, you know? And so what did I do is I knew right then and there, the power trip in me was like, dude, you can do this. Just do it. You don't need the input. And the other side of me, 80% of me was going, you know, real leadership and there's people's lives right now at stake. And if you make the wrong move, people are going to die. And I remember right then and there of going down and saying, hey, I need you, and you get over here. What the hell do I do? Is I was a leader following.
Right.
And so many people want to be followers that are leaders. And the first thing to do is go out. When I was slow, I didn't get concerned. I didn't lower my prices. I had a part-time job that I had to do. My wife had to do it. We didn't have to. We wanted to because we were thinking long-term. And look what we've been able to accomplish, you know? Yeah. The second thing we did is that most people get to 40%, you know, they'll lift anything else. I'm going heavy today. You know, I was lifting heavy for me, you know, or for me at this age, right?
Right.
Is most people will put on 40% of what they can do and they ain't going any further. They're going to get to about that 40% and quit. Diane and I pushed it at 70, 80%, year in, year out. We never put the brakes on. We just take off the accelerator, take a little deep breath, take the kids on a vacation, and go right back into the trenches, you know, and go right back in there. Is that, listen, is that get there, but get there long term. Get the years in there. Get a coach. We're going to coach you. You know, I had this amazing guy call me today that's got connections to this industry like you wouldn't believe. And he asked for my opinion. I was very humbled that he'd asked for my opinion. And I gave it to him. He was so honorable. And I didn't get forceful. I didn't get egotistical. I just shared my input, and he was thankful, and he was appreciative, and he was kind. And he said, please and thank you. Is get some freaking standards to you. Start freaking paying it forward of who's done it for you before you, and you're going to see yourself climb a ladder you've never imagined.
Yeah, exactly. Well, listen, let's knock out a commercial break real quick, and then I want to come back and I want to touch back on another thing that you've also said that I want to ask you about to see, you know, how that actually works and how to move forward with it. And then I also wanted to comment to Walt Sanders. So
Cool.
We'll be right back.
Sounds good.
On a detailing business, you need Car Supplies Warehouse. We offer tested and proven solutions to keep your business running strong. We offer wholesale memberships, in-person training, and the best chemicals, products, and tools all in one place. Go to carsupplieswarehouse.com and use code SOLUTIONS for 15% off. Code is valid for one-time use only. Some restrictions may apply. Go shop now on carsupplieswarehouse.com.
You need a website, but you don't know where to start? Detailers Roadmap can help. Their websites are designed for detailers and have all the features you need to convert visitors into lifelong customers. It's easy to use, affordable, and they'll even write and design the website from start to finish. So accelerate your auto detailing business's growth and increase online visibility with Detailers Roadmap's bespoke digital marketing services. You'll rank high on search engines and increase PPF, ceramic coating, and tinting sales. Contact Detailers Roadmap today to schedule your free discovery call. And make sure you tell them you heard about it here on the Detail Solutions podcast to receive your discount. Okay, so I want to touch base real quick on what Walt said. He said he's really struggling because when he was at the dealership, he had every tool he could want, had all the good stuff, big, huge shop, amazing lighting, all that stuff. And now he's struggling because he's struggling to save the money that he's making because he can't get out of the mentality of having the best of everything right now. Well, my advice to you is the same thing that Michelle tells me when I go to her and I say, hey, I want to go out and buy the latest, greatest, newest, whatever. And she'll tell me, is it a want or a need? And if I tell her it's a want, she says, come back when it's a need. So Walt, that's the only thing I can tell you, man, is, you know, you only need one polisher, you know,
it's FOMO. That's what it is.
It is.
Detailers have FOMO.
I'm going to correct you there. You got to have two. You need a backup because one of them's going to fail someday. And
yeah,
you don't want to get stuck not finishing the job.
Let's start with one.
Yeah, but starting out, I mean, we've all started out with one, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, get you a really good one and then get you a crappy backup, I guess.
I can't tell you. I had in the early days, I had my Makita rotary go down, wax on, wax off, and I made a car look good. It sucked.
Yeah,
I finished it out, and it wasn't ideal, but I'll tell you, where there's a will, there's a way. You know, you said that, and I crossed it out. Want versus needs. I'm going to answer this too. Tools and products don't make the technician. The technician makes the tools and products.
Yes.
Yeah. And here's the thing: is most people don't know the level that we are capable of. They want clean, shiny, and protected. And so don't overanalyze and get the hell out of the damn BS forums. You know, stop watching other people and comparing what you've got to them. Most of them are broke. I mean, most of them are broke. And that's where we can learn something from the enthusiast sportsmen, is that they're doing this for fun and they're getting damn good results. Yeah. And, you know, if they can do it, you can do it. And just concentrate. You know, when Diane and I, we started up, when I was slow, I was at a meeting, 40% rule, right? I was at a chamber meeting. I was at a ribbon cutting. Hey, this guy knows it. Oscar knows that better than anything. I was at a leads generation group. I was supporting other businesses. We were donating our time at a donation facility. we were neck deep involved in the community. That's what built us up. And nobody else wants to go there. They don't want to do those things, and that's why they don't do it. And so, if you're slow, just support your community. Your community will support you when they see realism and factual caring.
The other thing that he has said when it comes to, buying too much crap you don't need is set goals and then set a reward to reward yourself when you reach those goals. Make that the reason to buy something, not just because you saw it and it was shiny.
I'll share. Okay, this is going to age me greatly. Not that you already can't tell. I remember wanting a Cyclo. Okay, and they came around way before I did, but it was literally the only freaking DA out on the market, right? I remember telling Diane, I got to get one of those Cyclos. And you know what my goal was? When I had $1,000 in savings, I could buy a Cyclo. And we don't like credit card debt. We don't like bad debt. We like good debt.
Mm-hmm.
Diane and I. And there's a difference. Yeah. Get to know that too. No finances. There's so many things. Go to junior college. I mean, there's so many things that you can do that's going to improve you. But everything to Chris's point is everything I did was going back to, that's my wife's fault. She's dropping shit. So
okay.
Damn it, Diane.
Listen, it's not as bad as the pressure washer downstairs when we were doing all those ones in Chicago. So
right. Yeah. She didn't flip me off this time. Yeah. I mean, she did. Never mind.
Double.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah. Double one. But yeah, it's everything that I went back to, I'm just a poor kid from Colton, California. And everything I did was, okay, I have this much in savings. I have this, even when Chris will tell you, is that I said, until I've got another piece of property, I'm not buying another toy. And until I get the right piece of property, I'm not buying anything, because that's an investment. That's a need versus a want. No more wants for me. I mean, we just put a new vacuum system in. Even those, we could fill this thing up with anything we want. It's practically laid out, depending on how business is doing, and it's a goal that we set.
Right. No, absolutely. I mean, and I think that's a good thing. I mean, even when it comes to, me having to order stuff for the shop, I typically try not to do that if I'm having downtimes or slow weeks. I wait until we have a good week. It's not like I'm running completely out of things in the shop, but if one thing, I always have one or two of, the three of the same thing. So, I just go from one to the next one.
Alex,
but you're right.
Stop playing with these people. You're rich.
Yeah.
Right. We know you're rich. You got a sprinkler system. You got French doors. You got 2 Audis. Come on.
Oh yeah. Oh, we advertise on this podcast. We know how much money we make.
Yeah.
I don't get a fucking dime.
Yeah. And we saw the other advertisements too.
You get and I got a pool. That's right.
He's got a pool.
I don't have a pool.
Yep. You got a pool.
You have a pool? We don't have pools. We're California. We don't have a pool. Wow.
Listen, I have a smart wife. Going back to talking about good debt and bad debt, I have a smart wife who 8 years ago or so got on the Dave Ramsey deal, started listening to Dave Ramsey, and just started doing the Dave Ramsey plan of paying off little credit card, next credit card. And trust me, for 7 years or so, we lived, pauperish in a sense. We didn't eat out a lot. We didn't buy new things. And now, thankfully, to my wife being smart like that, we are in a position where we can buy a pool and we can buy new cars and we can have a little fun, and still have next to nothing debt wise. House.
You know what I see with that? Okay, Barry, Teal, right? FB3, competitive to this brand right here. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of, PNS Double Black, but it's a great brand. Competitor. You know what I say when he does that good? Good. I want him to do. I want him to freaking live in a new mansion. I want him to buy a Ferrari, because if he's doing that good, it means I'm doing good too. And even if I'm not doing quite as good as him, I like horses. He doesn't. I could have a Ferrari, but my Ferrari won't love me like my horse does.
Right.
My point to that is, listen, man, I want there's only a couple people I just don't dig in the industry, you know, and I don't want anything bad for them. I hope that they learn from their successes how difficult other people's, including mine, journey has been, and that they one day wake up and go, "Ooh, I probably shouldn't have done those things," you know. So man, I don't get it, man. I look at other people as inspiration when they're doing good and stuff.
Right.
And
it kind of goes back to the whole rising tides raise all ships.
Yeah.
Right. You know,
absolutely.
I mean, if we're all doing good, we're all doing good.
Unless you shoot holes in that thing. If you go out and start shooting holes at other people, they start firing back at you, including the karma bus. Sometimes you point the cannon right down and shoot a hole in the bottom of your boat and you're gone. There is no recovery.
So one of the other things that you said that kind of stuck with me, and so I want you to maybe kind of explain it, because I think it's a good idea. I just don't know how to maybe implement it or how it's done. Is I remember you said when you were first starting out, you would kind of play the hotel model where when you were busy, you would tell somebody, "Hey, look, we're busy now, but we're typically slow here. If you want to book for here, we'll cut you a little bit of a discount." So that way you never really had slow.
Right. Mm-hmm. I'll teach you two principles. One's the Rick Walling principle. I'll get to that in a second. Rick Walling's a detailer. We're the same exact age. He's been at it a long time. Very successful guy on many fronts. So here was what we decided to do: is we lived in our main shop was in Sun Valley, Idaho. We had another one down here in Southern California, another one in Denton, Texas. And so their slow season, I don't care if you're in Florida or if you're in Sun Valley, Idaho, that gets 150 inches of snow a year. But what we do is we'd always get slammed, right? I mean, it's the floodgates would open up April 1st, you know, and everybody wanted detail. So what we did is on May 1st, we went to seasonal pricing. And so let's just throw a number out. Let's say that the detail was $400 in February. And on May 1st, it went to $700. And whether you're returning, and we just kept preaching to our customers, listen, save now, do your work before May 1st until we go into season primetime pricing, and then we come out of it in September. So if you can't do it before May 1st, then wait until after September. After Labor Day, our prices go back down to non-prime pricing. Rick Walling's got a great idea. Instead of doing that, what he does is every Tuesday and Thursday is that he leaves those days only for corrections, coatings, and PPF. Those are the only days. His point to this is people that want coatings, correction coatings, and PPF are not going to wait. It's usually a new car to them or a brand new car. They want it protected ASAP. So he will only do those. He's never out more than 2 weeks because of that. And so it's a brilliant. And then if he has a cancellation or he can't fill, then he'll go down his calendar the 2-3 months in advance, pull in the regular details and say, "Hey, I got a cancellation. Would you like to fill this spot in?" Or they'll use that day just as a shop close down day and send their staff, home with some pay and relax, or they'll do some maintenance around the shop. It's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, do you ever see, talking about earlier where I was saying it's harder when you drop your prices to go back up. When you do that seasonal pricing, is it ever harder to tell people like, okay, now we're raising our pricing back up? And they're like, well, like 2 months ago, you were $400. Now you're $700.
Great point. Here's the thing is that's where constant communication comes in. So your newsletter, your texting, all of your software, whatever software, you're preaching that. You get it to be muscle memory. What's the benefits of Amazon Prime? Everybody that's Prime knows that.
Free shipping.
Yeah, you know it. And I go down, the first thing I do when I get to Amazon is click that little button that goes over to green, right? Because I want to do it. So what has Amazon done is they've trained us. They've trained us to think that way. And it did take a while, and we got pushback. And here's the thing: I remember being hungry, and I'd say, "Okay, we're in our prime season now." And one of my best customers, Oscar, would call me up and say, "Man, I'm sorry, I haven't been home. I've been out of the country. I'd like to get my detail in." Is that smart? Oscar's a great returning customer. Hey, Oscar, we kind of went to this program. This time we're going to go and bring it into that non-prime time. We took care of the customers that took care of us.
Right.
In the beginning, because we weren't getting our message out good enough for Oscar to know it. Let me tell you, I'll never forget this, is that Tom Hanks was one of our regular customers. Okay. Tom, cool dude. His wife, a little bit, she ran the ship, right? She was the captain when Tom was the boss until Rita was home. And then
she said, "I'm the captain now."
Oh yeah. I'll never forget. And she goes, "Oh my gosh, you change your prices on us." And I said, "Ma'am, I don't. We have seasonal pricing. Unfortunately, you missed that seasonal pricing. And it's this." And she goes, "Well, I can get it done for half the price in LA." And I said, "Enjoy your drive." Simple as that. I did. Nicely with a smile.
Yeah.
And so Tom Hanks, we got to do it on my computer next time. His computer just keeps on.
This is new. This doesn't ever happen.
See, it's all this sexiness. It's like,
it's okay. You guys haven't gone anywhere for us.
Good. So,
let me ask you something, Renny. When you grew up in California, right?
Yep.
When you were younger, did you have long hair?
I fucking had
amazing
hair.
Yo, is there a picture of this?
Oh, there is. There is.
I need to see this.
Oh yeah, I was on the cover.
He was a hair model.
I was a hair model. I had
no fucking way.
No
fucking way.
I still have hair, but it's thin, and I look real stupid with the Friar Tuck look. It's too thin to.
What magazine were you on?
It was one of the bridal magazines. I was on the cover of one of the bridal magazines.
Jason, weren't you on a bridal magazine for your tuxedo?
Well, that's before we transitioned over and both of us got together. We were on together. Men's Love magazine.
There was what was that? Like 2 years ago, somebody found a Canadian ad for a men's tuxedo or suit company or whatever, and one of the models looked just like Jason.
Was it you?
It was his doppelganger. If it wasn't him, it was his doppelganger.
Wow. Yeah, we'll send you something over so that you guys can throw darts at it.
Yeah.
Post it on the internet, whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
I already have a plan because I have the photo of Renny getting bukkakied by soap.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, we say it was soap, but it was Pearl. Come on, get your mind out of the gutter.
Yeah.
Hold on. No, never mind. I'm not going to go there. I was going to talk about Pearl necklace, and stuff like that.
Listen,
there's
gutter. Hello, we are in the gutter now, people.
Yeah.
Where's Walt at? Walt loves details.
Oscar just turned red. It's really hard for Oscar to turn red.
Oh man.
Oh, listen. Let's do our last commercial break, and we'll come back and we'll.
Sounds good. Are you sure I'm invited back?
Yeah.
Okay,
all the time.
Okay,
anytime.
cool.
We'll be right back.
Tell us about your little wheelie journey you had yesterday. How'd that go on the Viper
fun.
chair?
I stole this Viper chair. A lot of people hadn't played with one, so I quite like the fact that they got a shot.
Nice.
A lot of guys were generally trying out going, these things are cool. But it was good fun, especially on this floor. Like, this is a legit carpet and all the cables. It just
rolls right over.
in its stride. Yeah, well done. It's a cool chair. I like it.
How comfortable are you right now?
Very.
Yeah.
So do you think retailers should invest in a Viper chair?
You know what? My name's Alan Medcraft, and I would say go buy Viper.
Make sure to go to viperindustrial.com and at checkout, use the code DSP to save an additional $25 off your purchase. That's a stackable coupon, so whatever Viper's giving you off, get another $25 as well.
Now is your chance to try Oberk's new rinseless wash and quick detailer. Additionally, you can save 15% by using coupon code DSP, all capital letters. This hyper concentrate can be diluted down for a rinseless wash and a quick detailer. It serves excellent as a clay bar lubricant and truly smells incredible. To find out more, please visit oberkcarcare.com.
Okay. So
he's still here.
Yeah. No, that's good.
I like your voicing, dude.
What's that?
You're the voicing in the Viper commercial. I like that because you're like talking very monotone. All of a sudden you hit puberty, then you come back down.
Because that was when they changed the coupon code.
It is, but it's just funny. It's hilarious.
So it's too hard to try and match.
Sounds like you're nice and even, and then all of a sudden you got to reach around. It's like, wow.
Yeah. It's just trying to go DSP and then insert it in. So yeah.
Keep up the good work, Alex. I love
Somebody,
getting
thanks,
you
man.
shit.
somebody didn't sit on that Viper chair, right?
I'll try. So I wanna switch this up a little bit because Renny, technically you were just on, or your episode, the episode with you and Sydney from Chicago just aired Sunday, I believe.
Wow, cool.
So I've already asked you these questions.
Well,
Okay.
Chris hasn't answered them. So
I want to give
gets to answer
Chris a
Uh-oh.
chance to answer these two questions that he pretty much already knows because he was in the recording. But Chris, what I want to know is, when did you know your worth, or when did you realize your worth? What was that moment for you where you're like,
God, can I answer this?
I'm worth the paychecks that Renny keeps paying me?
Oh, well,
You get paid?
Yeah, I get paid.
No, Sadie pays
I mean,
himself. He goes
look-
in and sends me an invoice and then says pay it.
The real answer to that is I'm probably still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Right?
Is he on the camera? Yeah, he is.
You know,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm there. You know, I mean, I'm probably worth more than I think I am. You know, but I'm kind of more modest that way, right? But
Right.
But you know, if anybody's wondering, this guy takes care of me well. But you know, it's I worked. The last industry I was in, I worked for a long time, and I wasn't getting taken care of well, and I probably didn't realize my worth. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with money either, right? It has to do with how you're treated.
Right, exactly.
So you know, so I got away from that, and I ended up somewhere where I was more appreciated, and my value was appreciated more. You know,
Good answer.
if that makes sense. What was your answer for me?
For yours?
Yeah.
When you met your wife, I was going to be serious.
Oh,
She's worth a lot.
yeah. No,
You're like, hey, you married way up. Yeah, you married way up.
I married.
No,
up.
I was going to be nice. I wasn't going to be a smart ass on that one.
I married up for sure, but I think I'm still figuring that out. I probably undervalue myself.
Aren't we all though? I mean,
Yeah.
your worth changes.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second one, the fun one, is Madison Square Garden, Sunday night, WrestleMania, boxing, whichever you're into, MMA. You're coming down the ramp. What's your fight song? What's the song that gets you pumped up and lets everybody know who you are?
Oh, see, here's the problem. I did hear you ask him that question, and I didn't even think about it for myself the whole time. I was thinking about him, you know, because I know it's like I can't even remember what your answer was other than the Rocky song. Was that
Yeah,
it?
still
Yeah,
well,
Rocky song.
Yeah, I still
his phone went off like 10 minutes before he asked
Oh,
the
yeah.
question or whatever. It was
Yeah.
almost a perfect segue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
David Coggins plays it
and
too,
I remember
so.
commenting that Diane's would be the Imperial March from Star Wars.
Oh yeah. Right. Absolutely. Yep.
So, but mine,
I'm a little teacup.
no, it's not. I mean, look. If I'm trying to admit my worth, you know, and go back to that and acknowledge my worth, I'm going to say like the Superman theme song or something, you know. But but you know, if
I want to see you in a pair of tights like Superman.
Oh yeah, dude. Air Force
You're
One, dude.
getting
You're
that.
throwing
Yeah,
a cape.
we're bringing it.
You're throwing a cape on, and you're gonna sit on the wing of Air Force One, and we're gonna hold that cape like you're flying.
where's his underwear on the outside?
Yeah, nacho. You know.
I don't know. That's a good question. You know, I mean, I'm a Star Wars nerd, so the theme song at the end of Star Wars when they get their medals.
Oh, that's
on
cool.
the very
Okay.
Oh, I like that one.
You know, that's a good one, right?
Yeah.
So, but if it was some rock and roll song or something, I'd have to figure that one out.
It's the beauty of this question is it stumps most everybody, and it really causes people to think for a moment, you know, because you're trying to sum up out of all the songs you've ever heard, what's the one song that describes you best or describes you most? And it's not really an easy thing unless you're Mike Schultz from Turtle Wax, because he said,
Yeah.
Bam.
Law just like that.
Oh, that's a good one. I want to change it.
Yeah.
I saw Aaron Lewis in concert last night. Diane and I did. We've been waiting 2 years to go see him.
Uh-huh.
And I think our theme song last night was "Am I the Only One?" Look it up if you don't know it.
Okay.
I heard you had a bunch of Bud Light at the concert.
You know, I will tell you what went down with the Bud Light, but I can't mention it now. You know, I don't drink Bud Light. There was some commentary about it that's for a different discussion. But that was pretty interesting.
We're not trying to get canceled. That's basically the answer?
Yeah.
We're trying not to get canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dog has a theme song.
What's that?
The theme from the A-Team. We actually whistle that for her, and she responds to
Oh,
it.
you got to whistle it.
Oh wow.
You whistle the theme song? That's
to the
I
A-Team.
need to hear it.
Like that. There you go.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
See? I finished it out.
So
Hey, my Boomer's got Boomer. We got almost a 15-year-old. He'll be 15 on August 7th, and he just had another coyote killed this morning.
Oh wow.
Yep, not a vicious one, but we'll save that for later. This dog's amazing. I just love the heck out of him. I always got to mention Boomer because he's my bud.
That's not your mini pen, is it?
No, it's another. We got 5 dogs. This one's an Akita Rottweiler mix.
Okay.
Oh Lord!
And then we got
Is it black?
He's kind of German Shepherd color.
Oh, okay. Nice.
He's pretty rad.
Oh my God!
Yeah, a little more gray. He's got the big curled tail, and he's got the short snout of the rot.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's at least, I don't know, a dozen or so coyotes have met
Wow.
What
their
a
maker.
monster!
He is, but he can barely walk right now. He's almost 15. He's just he still loves his walks and everything, but every day with him is a blessing.
Yeah, no, that's good. Well, listen, guys, I thank you for coming on and doing this, especially Renny. I know you kind of had a crazy, hectic week. We were originally supposed to do this Wednesday, so that just tells how crazy your week was. And we know you guys are, busy with setting up for the weekend and next week. So thank you for taking the time out to do
My
this.
pleasure, man. I love coming on with you guys.
Thank you, everybody who is
That
a part of.
That dog is awesome. I'm sorry. I looked him up.
Yeah, there he is. He's badass.
What an awesome looking dog.
Thanks to everybody who is a part of the Mafia pages and what else did you put it in, Chris? The double back?
Detailing success.
Detailing success. Yeah, the detailing success page. I don't know. You listed off way more pages than we shared it to. So thank you for everybody who listened in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show.
Guys, just keep killing it. I mean, I love your guys.
We're gonna try.
I love the energy, and it's just, again, it's we have a podcast. Is your guys is better than ours sometimes. Sometimes ours is better. It doesn't matter. Is you guys are just doing cool shit, and and Jason and I can take and piss people off really easy.
Yeah. I mean, we'll it'll be fun to do some of that live and in person in Seattle when we come. So
just so you know, somebody said, I did want to clarify if I got enough time. Is this Air Force One was the very first jet Air Force One,
right?
And it's worth over $300 million projected if it were to go to private auction. President Eisenhower, President Kennedy were the main users of it, and then Johnson all the way to Carter. So it's a very, very historic aircraft with a lot of special missions. So it is not the current, no matter how you feel about politics, it's the current dude. The last few dudes never used this, it's an original jet. So big support, because this is a piece of history that, these guys are helping to preserve, and we certainly help them. We love them coming out and being a part of it. It's the first time we've ever done anything like this. So pretty cool.
Yeah. No, and listen, thankfully we found a way to make it there, but just you inviting us was a huge accomplishment, I think, for us with this podcast, because
it's my birthday weekend too, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Should have never told us that.
Yep.
It is Jason's birthday weekend.
There's a tradition at AFO for birthdays.
There is.
He gets bukkakied with the pearl.
Well,
there's spanking involved.
Yeah, there's spanking
Shit.
involved.
Shit.
Yeah, and some crayons, and all you can eat crayons too.
Jason said, "Spanking, sign me up." But no, we again. I mean, it's a huge honor,
Yeah.
to be invited to this, and we are, very very grateful, and that's why we are doing what we're doing to make sure that we get out there, because we know that this is not something that's just to not take lightly or whatever. So when we have those t-shirts out, y'all buy them, please. We got to recoup some of this money somehow.
You'll see me with mine on.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, guys, go finish doing what you got to do for training this week. I'm sure we'll talk to you before Air Force One, but we'll see you at Air Force One for sure.
Thank you,
Sounds
guys.
good.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Take care.
Guys. See ya.
Bye. Okay, that was Renny and Chris. Renny's always listen, man. I think the more we have him on, the more loose he's getting. I think 2, maybe 3 more times, and he'll just spill it all with us.
Is he going to SDC? I don't know. I don't think he is.
No, I don't think they're doing SDC.
That's fine. When we go to Seattle, we'll
yeah
get him more loose.
Yeah, we'll get him
We'll
on.
just corner him this time.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
Flash the light in his eyes. Joke. Just
yeah,
say it.
yeah.
Just say it.
All right, man. Well, listen,
Who is it?
It's great to be back.
Yeah,
I'm glad. I'm glad we're doing this again. It was a
nice little break. Honestly,
I think we shook the rust off by the second commercial.
Yeah,
it flowed a little bit more the second half of the show. I think we got the jitters out or whatever. So yeah, man, it's good to have you back. It's good to be back. The intro was pretty good. Pretty nice. So I like it. I'm excited to see what you do, if maybe people actually send you some video with it.
Yeah. If y'all listen, I'll say it again. If y'all made it this far and you got videos of you detailing, doesn't matter what you're doing, send the videos to me. I want to incorporate that into our intro and our little theme song. So, just a way to say thank you for being such loyal listeners and viewers, and just incorporating everybody. We're family.
We'll play the Golden Girls theme song right now. Thank you for
being a friend.
All right, everybody.
Rolling back again.
Yeah. Listen, we appreciate you. Please go like, share, follow, subscribe, hit the notification button, please. 5-star reviews. Can't stress how much that helps us. I mean, you're begging your clients for them, so it helps you with Google. It definitely helps us in Spotify and Apple to get pushed to more listeners that are listening to automotive type podcasts.
If you don't do it for us, for Brutus, do it for Brutus.
Yeah.
A fucking cat in an astronaut suit.
Yeah. Just do it.
It's a cat astronaut.
All right. Have a good day, night,
All right, dude.
weekend, whatever, whenever you're listening to this. We appreciate it. Take care.
Peace.